Hello! With Nioh 3 around the corner, there's never been a better time to get into the Nioh series. In this episode, I'm going to be going over a couple of things, including the choices you make in the prologue, key management, stances, and your guardian spirit. Nioh is a complicated series. Nioh 2 is a complicated game. Basically, every concept I talk to you is going to be a lot deeper than what I present to you in this episode. I'm trying not to get too much into the weeds here. If you want more detailed tutorials, those are absolutely available on YouTube. I'm just trying to keep this quick and simple. First thing you want to do is pick two weapons. You can pick any two, and you can also exchange them. Just try out movesets, find something that suits you. The weapons you pick does not matter. The stats that you get for free with these weapons do not matter. Long term, it's all going to come out in the wash. Just pick something that's fun. Now we're going to talk about key management. When I attack, you'll notice I'm spending my ki. This functions very similarly to the way stamina does in a Souls game, right? It's that second bar in the top left, the green one. When I dodge, I use ki. When I run, I use ki. If there were enemies here and I blocked them, I would use ki. So that's how you spend ki. Well, you'll notice stuff kind of tends to spend a lot of ki. Now, obviously, the axe is going to spend a lot, sword a little bit less. But if you run out of ki, that's bad. You're out of ki, you can't dodge, you can't block, you can't run, you can't continue attacking. And I can't show you this here, but if I'm low on ki and an enemy hits me, or if an enemy attacks and I block it, and my ki is reduced to 0, extremely bad situation. Your character's going to get, your guard's going to break, you're going to get stunned, and you're going to be standing there staggered for a couple of seconds, completely defenseless. Bad. So key management is the name of the game. Easily the most important feature of this game. And we have a tool that will help us do that. It's called key pulsing. Check this out. That's the key pulse. When you attack, you'll notice a very sizable portion of the ki that you're spending is a residual red bar there, right? Now, if I don't do anything and I just wait, that red bar goes away and all that ki's gone, and only then does my ki start to regenerate. What's up with that white bar filling it up? Well, that's how you know the key pulse is ready. If I press R1 by default on my controller, I'm going to perform a key pulse, and I'm going to immediately regain any amount of ki that's been filled up with white. If I want to use a quick animation cancel, I can press it fast and only get a little bit of ki back, but I'm ready to start attacking or blocking or whatever immediately. If I just want to get my ki economy back up, you'll notice that took quite a while to fill back up. Just press R1, get it all back, and I'm ready to continue. Now, you don't have to be staring at the top left of your screen to be able to perform key pulses consistently. You can also look at your character. Take a look at my character. You see those white particles? They circle your character, and they flash bright white when they're ready for the full key pulse. I think the term for it is perfect key pulse that the game uses. You also have an audio cue. Listen. You hear that? Makes a ping sound when it's ready. You can use that for your key pulse as well. So whatever it takes for you to feel comfortable doing key pulses, just feel free to use that. Make it a priority to key pulse 100% of the time, unless you have a really good reason not to. Eventually this will be muscle memory. You won't even have to think about it, and then you're good to go. Most important thing to master in this game, if there's one Nioh-specific skill that you're going to learn and only one, it's got to be that. Let's talk about stances. In the bottom right of my screen, you'll notice there's a wheel. I have a low stance, a medium stance, and a high stance. I can enter these by holding R1 by default and pressing X, triangle, X, square, or triangle, respectively. Circle sheathes the weapon. So the low stance, this is going to be your stance that's good at dodging. And it's also good at cheap, fast, continuous attacks. So generally speaking, you'll notice, these attacks don't cost a lot of ki, they're quick, and they come out at a consistent rate. This is going to be good for kind of keeping enemies stagger locked. It's going to be good for safely chipping away at an enemy and dodging on reaction to something that they do. And your dodge, it looks like this. You can do 2 consecutive dodges, and you'll continue to step. It doesn't cost a lot of ki. You can just zip around all over the place. Medium stance, or mid stance, is going to look like this. Generally, you're going to have a little bit slower of an attack. Generally speaking, they're also going to be a little bit wider, a little more appropriate for hitting perhaps multiple targets if you find yourself in that kind of a situation. The heavy attack on the sword specifically, It's got a nice thrust, good for attacking at range. The dodges look like this. First one's a step. If you continue to do another dodge, it'll be a roll, like this. Alright. Middle stance's defining feature is its block. The block is very good. Now, in Nioh, the blocks are just good in general. If you have the stamina to block something, you're good to go. You can just sit here in your block it, you're good. Your stamina will regenerate slower while you're blocking. You'll notice, very slow, let go of block, faster. So, usually you'll just block something, let go, maneuver around, get your key back, and you can continue your offense. High stance, it's good for attacks that are expensive and slow, but if the enemy is blocking you, which is something they'll do a lot, generally speaking, your mid-stance attacks will just bounce off them, like as if you had hit a wall in a Souls game. Low stance, same deal. You'll just bounce right off them. Heavy stance, not so. You're just going to blast. You're just going to continue your attack string. It's going to do a lot of key damage to the enemy that's trying to block this. So that's generally what your high stance is going to be good for. Later on in the game, there's going to be a whole lot more reasons that you're going to want one stance or another, but for now, that's all you need to worry about. Low, for dodging. Mid, blocking. High, for enemies that are trying to block you, or if you want high damage in a short period of time. Alright, you're eventually going to want to get in the habit of tactically swapping between these stances to fit your situation. For now, I would recommend most players probably just stick with the middle stance, and then switch to heavy if your enemies are blocking you. But pick whatever's comfortable for you. Let's go on to the Guardian Spear. Same deal here. You have your choice of one of three, and you'll notice they do also have stat points associated with them. Do not worry about these stat points. They don't matter. Do not worry about missing out on spirits, because you won't. You'll get all three of these eventually. This is just a choice of which one you start the game with. My recommendation to your average Souls kind of action game player is this one. This is the Feral Dodge. It's the blue one. It looks like this. How do you do that? Well, that's got to be if you hold R2 and press the circle button. For Feral, it looks like that. This is really good because it can bail you out. If you get into a bad situation, usually because of your key, this will bail you out. If you're attacking like crazy and you're not looking at your key and oops, I'm out of key, enemy's starting to attack you, you can Feral Dodge. You're safe. If that thing happens where you get hit and your key goes to 0 and you're stunned for a really long time, you can bail yourself out. If you're in the middle of a thing and you need to animation cancel out of it, that'll bail you out. Alright, so that's Feral. That, again, that's my recommendation, but I'm going to show you the other two. This is Brute. Brute's special ability, same input, R2 plus circle. It's an attack. Same attributes apply, right? If you're out of stamina, you can Brute. You can animation cancel into Brute. But it's an attack, so it's not really going to bail you out. Phantom. This one's like a perfect guard kind of ability. I'm out of anima, so I can't demonstrate it, unfortunately, but it's a guard. If the enemy attacks you and you do it with good timing, you'll block the attack. Alright, so I'm going to just start the game in Feral, and that concludes the topics for today's episode. Now, in the next one, I'm going to be playing through the first level of the game and just talking over important points that come up as they come up during that playthrough. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or requests for me, please let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next episode.